When I'm carving my guitar necks, one of the tools that I enjoy using that really does a fine job of the final tuning of the neck, the heel in this case, is this card scraper. But to work right and do you a good job, you have to have the card scraper set up properly. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So to hold my scraper while I'm working on it, I just took 2 pieces of wood, hardwood. This is some mesquite, taped them together and hinged them together with a piece of tape, and then I can put them down in my vise, tighten them up, and you know, it's really important after I do the first side that you're holding it in something that isn't going to destroy what you just did. So the first step here is we've got to clean off whatever burr is on there and reestablish a good burr that's going to give you a good scraping action. So I use my diamond plate. I'm going to do this with 600 grit. I'm just kind of using my thumbs, holding it against first one side and then the other to clean the existing burr off. And then I'm going to come and hold this thing as perpendicular to the edge of the scraper as I can and clean it up. Here on the top, I'm going to go ahead and give it a little 1200 action and make sure I've got a nice smooth finish on that. Alright, that's nice and clean. Now I'm going to reestablish a hook on it, and what I use for a burnisher is just an old solid carbide 1/2-inch router bit that I epoxied into a little wooden handle, and I'll use that to put the hooks on both sides of the scraper blade. When I run the burnisher across the top, basically what we're doing is just kind of flattening out the top a little bit. It creates a little bit of a mushroom. The metal bends over each side just a little bit, and then when I turn it at an angle, we kind of bend those a little bit more each side, and that's what we call a hook, and that's what is going to have a really sharp edge that's going to do the work that you're wanting it to do. You need to put a little lubricant on that, and something that I learned years ago is one of the best lubricants that you can use is one that's always with you. I just rub the side of my nose on my finger, and there's always a little bit of grease there. I usually go 10 or 12 strokes flat, and then I'll go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 usually each side. And that'll, when you take it out of there, you can kind of drag it across your fingernail and you can feel it. You know, there's definitely a little edge there. So now I'm going to do the other side, put it back in. Putting it in this wooden holder works because I know that I'm not going to crush what I just did with that wood. Clean up the burr on this one. Flatten out the top. Again, I'm doing it with the 600 grit side of that, and I'm going to flip it over and give the top a little bit more of the 1200. A little lubrication. There you go. So this is ready to go now. I'll go ahead and put my neck back in here. I got this 99% done. I'm just going to show you kind of how I do the final little bit of tweaking on a neck here. And you can see when this thing's set up nicely, see the pretty little real fine curls coming off of here. That's what a scraper will give you. It's really especially helpful here on the end grains. You just can't get that kind of precision with any kind of file. It really works better than sandpaper too. You can see the nice little curls that are coming off of there. So it's really taking off quite a bit of material pretty quickly, but it's also doing it very, very smoothly. All right, so that's the scraper. Thanks for watching, and we'll profile another tool next time. Come back.